The United States has said that we are at war with drug cartels. And just the other day, we learned that the U.S. military dropped another bomb on a boat that was allegedly headed to the United States with drugs. Look at this. It says U.S. strikes another alleged drug trafficking boat near Venezuela, killing 4 people. It says Secretary of War Pete Hegseth says operation targeted vessel carrying substantial narcotics headed to America. Okay. Here's what's interesting about what's happening. President Trump has been very clear. He does not want illegal drugs entering into the United States, whether it's by land or by sea or by air. He does not want anything entering into the United States. This is one of the reasons why he placed a tariff on Canada and Mexico, because their borders were not secure and illegal drugs were entering into the U.S. through their borders. Remember this? This was many months ago. But President Trump is just ramping up efforts to slow down the drugs here in the United States. Now, I want to play something for you. Just look at this. If you don't think this is President Trump being serious about stopping the illegal drugs entering into the United States, well, I feel sorry for you. Look at this right here.
Breaking today, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, confirming another deadly strike on a narco-trafficking boat off the coast of Venezuela. One second it's there, the next second it's not. Hegseth says it was packed with substantial amounts of narcotics headed for the United States. The move comes after a White House memo sent to Congress saying America is now in a formal armed conflict with the drug cartels.
Okay, a formal armed conflict with the drug cartels. That is a step up. That's an escalation from where we once were. But look at this, okay? This is serious. It says F-35s deployed to Puerto Rico, showcased in first official images. It says the F-35's presence could play a major role in inland attacks on cartels if the Trump administration chooses to escalate. Just seeing these aircraft in your area, because Nicolas Maduro, he even said that there's reports that there are F-35s flying near Venezuela. That should have people extremely concerned. But then just this morning we were seeing different video footage of missiles being loaded onto the F-35s. Do you think that's just a bluff? No. Not when we are seeing the Trump administration are dropping bombs on boats. People are headed to the United States to take the drugs to wherever, and before they ever get there in open waters, just a bomb drops on their head. Yeah, this is an escalation. President Trump has made it very clear, this war on the cartels, this is also, according to reports, this is also the reason why some countries are a little hesitant right now. They're a little concerned because of the power that President Trump holds. Previously in the prior administration with President Joe Biden, none of this stuff was happening. President Biden was very slow to act on some of the things that he said he would not tolerate. And then even under the first Trump administration, some say President Trump was too lax. He needed to do more. Well, this could be it. I want to play another clip for you. Look at this one right here.
People don't like taking big loads of drugs in boats anymore. There aren't too many boats that are traveling on the seas by Venezuela. They tend not to want to travel very quickly anymore.
And why would they? Why would a boat want to travel from Venezuela to the United States, and now there's a threat of F-35s in the, in between? That's scary. I know I wouldn't want to be on a boat. Let's keep listening.
And we virtually stopped drugs coming into our country by sea.
But we did see that boat that was out on the water this morning that got blown up, that the Secretary of War provided the video for, so they have not stopped. But Derek, you used to be in special operations. This was your bailiwick. This has got to be a huge psychological blow to the cartels. They used to think the worst that would happen to them was they'd be interdicted and arrested. Now they're going to be blown to kingdom come.
One thing I want to point out really quick, one of the videos I was watching just this morning where different reporters were talking to members of the drug cartels. And these members were saying that what the Trump administration has been doing over the past several months, not just blowing up boats, but what he's been doing over the past several months has made it very difficult for them to conduct business. And one of the things that they're doing is they're targeting U.S. citizens, people that are down on their luck, maybe lost their job, are close to losing their home or their cars, right? They're targeting those people so that hopefully the U.S. citizens aren't being targeted. Because the last thing that can happen, and something that the Trump administration wants to avoid at all costs, is you have a U.S. citizen that gets shot or blown out of the water. That would be a PR nightmare for the Trump administration. And that's something that these cartels are almost counting on. Let's keep listening.
Exactly. So let's keep it real simple for the viewers, right? Historic amounts of American deaths from poison coming from the terror cartels requires an aggressive historic response. As a citizen, I have never seen drug boats being hit with kinetic strikes. I am very proud to be an American today to see that this president and the administration is standing up for families and communities all over the country.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever in your lifetime seen drug boats being blown out of the water? And again, this is right here, right near the United States. Okay? Have you ever seen this? I have never seen this where a president is openly saying he is going to blow you out of the water and he does it. That's what I find is interesting, that this is an escalation. And this is why some say the United States and Venezuela are going to war. And it's going to be because of these drug cartels. So we'll see.
Those that are burying their children every day from deadly drugs are very satisfied with the work being done by this country, the Secretary of War, the President, but most importantly, right now we have a whole of government approach, John, where the Homeland Security task forces are coming together to get all the best and brightest we have in this country to stop this threat.
Okay. Here's the next step, though. Look at this. It says, going to war. U.S. military preparing to seize ports and airfields in Venezuela as Trump declares full-scale war on drug cartels. Now, here's what's interesting about this. I want to show you a chart, a little map here. Okay? Look at this right here. This says war on drugs. Tensions are rising between the U.S. and Venezuela. Okay. Look at the difference. Okay, you can see there's the United States in blue. Here we are. Here's Venezuela down here. This says 8 U.S. warships are in the Caribbean. Yep, here they are. It says U.S. sent 10 F-35s to Puerto Rico. Yep, there they are. Now, if you start sending any boats through these waters, the concern is that you are going to be blown out of the water. Okay? Now, the United States preparing to seize ports and airfields, that is going to be massive because that is going to change the landscape here in South America. Okay? We have over 1.3 million soldiers. They have 109,000. Aircraft, we got 13,000. They have 229, and they are outdated. Tanks, we have 4,600. They have 172. Warships, we have 440. They have 34. Nukes, 3,700 to 0. Okay? We are going to see the United States and Venezuela, this conflict is going to intensify. But here's the thing. We already have scrambled fighter jets. They're already there. Submarines are already in the water. Navy warships already there. Okay? This is the reason that President Trump is stepping things up. He wants to ensure that not just Venezuela, but every country around the world sees that the United States is not messing around. This is not the Biden administration. This is the Trump administration, and he will shut things down if he sees fit, which he just did. So, is this a show of strength for Iran and Russia and North Korea and China? Possibly. This could just be the Trump administration pretty much going above and beyond to show these other countries that this is what's going to happen. This is just the drug cartels sending boats back and forth across the water, and this is the end result. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you that if any country tries to threaten the United States, President Trump and the Trump administration have shown that they are going to hold nothing back and will simply blow you out of the water. So, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of everything that's happening at this time? But as soon as we get more information, I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates as soon as we get it. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.